WWE making a major change to Raw, plus a Raw star is out of action for a number of weeks, and a SmackDown star pokes fun at Tony Khan. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. WWE's TV rights deals have been an ongoing conversation for the past few months. We could have some new intel on the new home of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, to watch Monday Night Raw now, you're going to have to go on a certain app, make an order, then within 24 hours that order will be left outside your front door, by which time someone will have stolen it. You can't even watch Monday Night Raw. John Orand.
It's going on to every.
John Orand on SBJ says there's lots of good reasons why Amazon will be getting Monday Night Raw to keep it on Monday nights. That's one of the good reasons he lists. But he also says this hits an audience of young males, a demo where Amazon believes it sees growth in Prime subscriptions. Plus, it gives the company another night of live programming on Prime Video.
I love how, I mean, we're long enough in the tooth, sir, to remember the arrival of streaming platforms.
Ooh, when the network hit in 2014.
Yeah, but even before then, like the arrival of Netflix and stuff like that, and the idea of not having to, just have to watch live television in a continuous order, watch whatever you want, whenever you want. How exciting. And I just love the fact that all those years on, those streaming platforms that really gave us that regeneration of television going, we want more live programming now. Like they've gone back the other way. And Amazon has been, they've been getting a lot of sports action. Some big footy matches are now on Amazon, aren't they?
Yeah, they get a couple of rounds of games every single season in the Premier League. I think they're getting the Champions League games next season. They're moving on up in the world. They're taking over.
And part of that new proposition is apparently WWE Raw. There is certainly some speculation afoot and a lot of insider intel that suggests that Raw will go to Amazon.
The main thing about this is that Monday nights are mentioned there because it was mooted around in this new set of negotiations for Monday Night Raw. There was a chance that the new hierarchy with the company, with the Endeavour merger and all that sort of stuff, might move Monday Night Raw to a different night of the week, which did not set well with me, Tom.
And that is the issue when you're going to these cable providers that have like stringent schedules. You're at the whims of that schedule. With Amazon, they're like, well, if you fit best on a Monday night, we'll just put you on a Monday night, football and stuff aside.
Yeah, and just imagine all those people who have Prime already who don't even like wrestling but might just flick it on and see Raw then and think, oh, halcyon days.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people get called back to it. It's certainly going to change the scope of how we view wrestling, I think, with putting it on Amazon. Because, I think for a long time we've arced on, and particularly in wrestling, about the ratings and all this stuff. And that'll change the game immediately because, there is millions and millions of households that have cable television. There's not necessarily millions that have Amazon Prime. So you're not going to essentially have those same numbers to correlate.
It makes you wonder as well about advertisers, because obviously more advertisers happen within a 3-hour show. That means more money. On Amazon, is the same impetus put on advertisers, and could that in turn lead to a shorter Raw? Could we go back to 2 hours because it's got a subscription-based model?
Because Nick Khan has said he's keen to have Raw however long it needs to be. I think he was in an interview last year. He said, I'll have Raw go 7 hours if we make more money. Yeah. But if it means it makes more sense for them to go to 2 hours, I'm fine with Raw being 2 hours.
Trim the fat.
Trim it all. Now, away from the TV stuff, WWE and a working relationship with All Japan Pro Wrestling came up on the Wrestling Observer radio show with Dave Meltzer, didn't it?
Yeah, Fightful Select, first of all, was saying wait and see, and Dave Meltzer said it's an ongoing thing between the president of All Japan Pro Wrestling and the WWE. And Meltzer was on the radio saying it's had a mixed reaction within All Japan. This is the quote from Ravy Davey, saying, I was told it's an ongoing thing, although there are certainly people in All Japan who had mixed feelings on it. The president of All Japan and WWE, they have a deal going on right now.
And that saw Charlie Dempsey challenge for the All Japan for the top prize in All Japan recently, which was a lovely thing to see. And I can see more opportunities like that. For stars, for younger stars and for older stars as well. I love that we're in this era where very gently so, WWE are working with other promotions.
Do you reckon this is a different tact on Triple H's global localization?
Oh, 100%. You want partners in all of these places. You certainly do.
Do you reckon that'll take the place of like a performance center in Japan?
Or maybe working in partnership with. Maybe.
That could be the OVW of Japan, going back a few A couple of decades. Send the kids to there.
Send the kids to All Japan.
Yeah.
That'd be, Charlie Dempsey doing stuff in All Japan. I mean, he already did recently, and I can see hit guys of that ilk doing more stuff there and having a lovely time with it.
I mean, it's all well and good sending someone like Charlie Dempsey, where the shoe fits in terms of him being in All Japan. Let's get someone like an Andre Chase over there. Let's get someone like the whimsical Wendy Chu over there. Let's see what they do with that.
And you yourself, you have an extensive knowledge of All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Of course, the rise and fall of All Japan Pro Wrestling on this very YouTube channel right now just ticked over 200,000 hits, I think there, Tom. It's gone down a treat. Thank you, Justin Henry, Jack Atkins. I can't remember who wrote the script.
and your voice for saying the words.
Oh, that doesn't matter. They're the talented people who do the words.
And our wonderful editing team as well.
Of course, yes.
Thank you very much to you.
Big Dick Tub special.
Big Dick Tub special. The rise and fall of All Japan on the channel right now. We won't see Giovanni Vinci on Raw for a number of weeks, according to Michael Cole.
Yeah, it was after last week's incident where he was jumping off the Brett rope, I believe. Kofi Kingston was on the mat. Shoot, drop, kick. It was a noticeably sort of thwack to the chin. He sort of banged his head when he hit the mat as well. So I think they've turned this negative into a sort of storyline plot point because Kofi Kingston has been wiped out by Ludwig.
I feel like a James Van Der Beek mashup on Twitter. Cody Kingston.
The Jamaican Nightmare. To go back to Kofi's old gimmick. I know he's from Ghana. But yeah, I think they've made it a plot point now for the story because Ludwig Kaiser wiped out Kofi on last night's Raw by throwing his head into the steps.
It did, and I like that little throwback to it. He said it was retribution for what happened to my boy. And we all went, never say retribution on Raw again, please. Gunther's back on Raw next week. He's been on paternity leave, spending some time with his newborn son.
Yeah.
Look at my son. A bit from Hamilton. You're welcome.
Oh, wow.
Pride is not the word I'm looking for. We're looking forward to seeing Gunther back on TV, but Vinci might not be there.
No.
He might be Vinny Vinci. He might be saying arrivederci to Vinny Vinci for a little bit, but he did put on Twitter that he was fine. I would imagine that it's just a precautionary thing.
Yeah.
Because any shots to the head, they want to be very, very careful with. How about a shot to the face of Mist, right? So on Raw last night as well, we had Cody and Shinsuke Nakamura, and we saw a misting to the timekeeper.
Yeah.
Timekeeper. It's only Fred Ottman's son, isn't it?
It should have been a big giveaway when, upon receiving the mist, the little timekeeper fella went, whoop, whoop.
That should have been the giveaway. Cody's cousin and the son of Typhoon / Tugboat / the Shotmaster, which is why Cody got very angry about the timekeeper being misted. Little fun fact for you. Thank you to Sean Ross Sapp for bringing that to our attention. Love you, sir. Now over to the AEW side. Homecoming, Daly's Place, is tomorrow night, and they're doing something really lovely to pay homage to Brody Lee.
Yeah, there's a couple of matches paying tribute to the great man. The first one will see Preston Vance, Orange Cassidy, Dustin Rhodes and Adam Copeland take on Lance Archer, Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony. You might be sitting there thinking, but Preston Vance, El Peligroso with Roosh. He's a heel, but he's on the babyface side. But you go back to him being not only Negative One's favourite wrestler, but he was one of the heralded sort of proteges of Brody Lee, part of the Dark Order, wasn't he?
As was Anna Jay, and she is on a team with Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa and Willow Nightingale in another 8-person tag facing Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Saraya and Ruby Soho.
Pero Peregroso. I think I've got that right that time.
I think that's isn't that a thing that you have on Nando's? Is it one of the
I don't go to Nando's.
Seasoning on
It's
Nando's.
Overpriced and the portion sizes aren't big enough, all right?
Yeah.
Take that, Nando's.
Your turn, Nando's. Tony Khan, obviously adding, of course, Preston Vance and Anna Jay are proteges of the great Brody Lee. So it's a really lovely way to pay homage to him in a place where he was a very a giant of a figure. During the pandemic era, Brody Lee, as the leader of the Dark Order, really cut a great path. We had that great match with Cody.
Oh, the squash match.
Yeah, I love that. It was great. It was so a wonderful way to pay homage to him. Also, Dynamite Homecoming, Sting and Darby Allin take on Takeshita and Hobbs in a Texas Tornado match.
Yeah, Ricky Starks will take on Sammy Guevara.
This will be good. Claudio Castagnoli versus Hangman Page.
And we have an appearance from AEW champion Samoa Joe.
Oh, get amongst it, Joe. I'm loving Joe as champ. We've barely even begun.
Yeah,
I like him with the
He was
belt.
not on last week's Dynamite, which was a bit of a shock, just because it was the first after he won the title. So yeah, we'll have to see what he's going to say, especially after Hook called him out.
I'm down for an AEW title TV main event, Joe and Hook.
Yeah. Why the hell not?
Do it, you cowards. Tony Khan was the subtle subject of a little Grayson Waller dig on Twitter just the other day. So Grayson Waller was plugging a competition to win a signed Grayson Waller action figure. He was talking about some of the shenanigans backstage with he and Kevin Owens. Kevin's just been punching a lot of people lately. But a comment that Grayson Waller made was very clearly a little bit of a fun pokery at Tony Khan's expense.
Where have you heard this one before? He says, we're fearing for our lives backstage. There's a madman backstage punching people.
I see what you did there. See what you did there, Grayson Waller. He's always been good on socials for just playing these little games. Like, I think even before the Punk return, he was the one that was leading the way of making little nods and suggestions towards Punk and stuff like that. He's just good fun, isn't he, Grayson Waller?
He's Austin Theory, but better, which makes no sense when he's Austin Theory's lackey.
It's a worry when the lackey surpasses. One to keep an eye on, most definitely. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. And a reminder, by the way, if you, like us, are devastated with the sight of Fred Ottman's son getting misted on Monday Night Raw, then how about joining myself and his dad and the Cultaholic team at Box Park in Wembley for the Royal Rumble at the end of the month.
We'll have a collection tin and all that sort of stuff. A book of condolence as well.
I'm gonna take him some wet wipes for his son to wipe his face with. That's what we'll do. Hooked on Wrestling presenting the Royal Rumble watch party at the end of the month on Royal Rumble Saturday. Come and watch it with like-minded people at Box Park in Wembley. Myself, Sam Driver, Fraser Porter, Matthew Craig, and the team are going to be there. Come along and say hi. HO Wrestling on Twitter to find out more. Anything you want to plug while we're here?
Nah, just my ass maybe. Better the one said that time. Why did I end the video like that? I'm just going to leave in a sulk and just be disappointed in what I said.
He's off to go and get his ass plugged. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.